Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode and another season of the Media Boat Podcast, where we talk about movies, TV, music, and video games, but not necessarily in that order. My name is Mike. His name is Matt.
My name is Matt. His name is Mike. Thank you for joining us on the Media Boat podcast in this fresh new year of 2026. Can you believe it? And yes, as Mike mentioned, we are also entering a new season of this show. This is season 11. Can you believe it? But don't worry, we're not making any changes. Last year worked so well. We're going to keep the format and keep on rolling. So we'll start as we have been starting with the music section. Go
And we
right
start the
ahead.
music section with the Billboard Hot 100. And the hottest song in the land is The Fate of Ophelia by Taylor Swift. At 2, Golden by Huntrix. At 3, Ordinary by Alex Warren. At 4, Man I Need by Olivia Dean. And rounding out your top 5, Choosing Texas by Ella Langley. Hey,
Yeah.
we're back to a normal Billboard Hot 100.
Yes, the non-Christmas songs and albums have returned. We are back to normal.
Yep. As for your Billboard 200, your albums chart, at number 1 is indeed The Life of a Showgirl by Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
At 2, and returning, the number 2 turd himself, The Problem, Morgan Wallen. At 3, K-Pop Demon Hunters, The Soundtrack by Media Boat favorite, various artists. At 4, The Art of Loving by Olivia Dean. And rounding out your top 5, Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter. Olivia Dean getting that 4 and 4 slots this week.
Yep. Not surprising considering that she's up for Best New Artist at the Grammys next month, so we'll be seeing a little bit more of her as well.
Ah, the stock is rising
Yes.
on the other Olivia. And if you like any of those albums, we have new releases,
Yeah.
starting with Secret Love by Dry Cleaning, Quicksand Heart by Jenna on Holiday, Selling a Vibe by The Cribs, and Before I Forget by The Kid Leroy. Yes, that kid, Leroy.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. Uh, uh, let's get into some music news.
Speaking
And
of it's been a minute.
yeah, speaking of, hold up, wait a minute. Mr. Bruno Mars himself not only dropped a new single today, but also dropped a reply tweet to follow it. But that's not what this story is about.
Right.
No, this is indeed an announcement of his new album, The Romantic, which is
Oh.
set to release on, you guessed it, February 27.
The day that's, about romance. The
Exactly.
27th.
Yeah. The singer teed up the album announced earlier this week by posting on social media that the album was done. The Romantic will be his not one, not two, not three, but his fourth studio album and his first solo outing since 24 Karat Magic, which, for you longtime listeners, dropped in the first year of this podcast,
Yeah.
2016.
24 magic carrots.
Yep. He, wait, was that what I said?
No, no, that's what I call it.
Uh, oh, okay.
That's what
24
I call that
Magic
song.
Carrots.
Yeah.
Yes.
24 magic carrots.
Yep. Well, this is, of course, because his last project that he released was the 2021 side project, where he was one half of Silk Sonic, the other half in being Anderson Paak, with the
Yes.
record At Evening with Silk Sonic, earning them Grammys for Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best R&B Performance, Best R&B Song, and a place on my Media Boat Top 5 Albums of the Year. the most coveted spot there is.
Now, I don't understand why you would have 2016 winners so fresh in your head. It's like you were working on something where you had to look at those or something. Um, have you listened to this single yet? I have not listened to it.
I have looked at the single.
Okay, what's your take?
It's funky and it's Bruno Mars being his 70s bad self all
Yeah,
over again.
he kind of has a shtick now and he sticks to it. I think he figured out what works.
Well, especially with the music video, is just himself playing all the instruments
Sure, as he does.
and all his fancy fly popped collar. They are all popped collars, by the way.
Fancy
Three
fly.
piece suits. Well, yeah, they're all three-piece suits in a very
Sure,
70s discotheque era setting.
sure,
But it's
yeah.
all Bruno Mars, all loving on himself in this new song.
So there you go. You can see that now, where music videos are sold.
Yes. Or I guess you can no longer view that because MTV officially cut
Yes.
all streaming or all broadcasts for music videos UK.
Yeah, yeah, this story is getting kind of out of whack.
Hmm.
It's the music video only channels that are
Yes.
going away, not actual
MTV is
MTV.
still there.
Still there. Don't freak out yet. It does kind of suck. Because obviously that was if you wanted to go to a place that had 24-hour music videos, there used to be a solution to that, and now there just isn't. So yeah, YouTube is just where they live now, like it or not.
Or Vivo, if your artist puts it on Vivo.
Yeah,
People still
just look
use
for the
Vivo.
artist. Yeah, you look for the artist name and then just put Vivo on the back of it, and you'll find it.
Yep. All right. New year, new albums. How many have you already listened to?
Zero.
What? But we're
Yeah,
already
I'm
9 days
behind
in.
because I've been working on other things. I finally finished my end of 2025 playlist literally 3 days ago, and then now I'm working on my side internet radio project a little bit before I start catching up on this year's music. Also, there's only been 9 days to catch up on, so I'm not that behind yet, right?
But how else
Right?
are you going to hit 250 albums by the end of the year?
Oh, don't challenge me. I might do it. Careful what you wish for.
All right.
Anyway,
Well, now we're done with music section. Let's go on to video games, where we have
let's.
new releases,
Yes.
including Code Violet for the PS5, Pathologic 3 for the PC, and Cozy Caravan for the PC and the Switch.
The best kind of caravan is a cozy one.
Well, yeah, because you're all together. You're all bundled together. Little Cozy Caravan
Aw.
going down the 10. That's where I see all my caravans because I don't
I
travel on
mean,
any other highway.
I can't remember the last time oh no, I do remember the last time I saw a Dodge Caravan. I was behind one.
Oh, okay.
Was it you?
No, I thought you said last time you were in a
In
long
a
caravan.
caravan?
It was with me.
I don't even remember when that would have been. But it's fine. It's not important. Anyways, when I
Anyways,
was a
all right, let's
kid, I
get to
thought when I was a kid, I think they had advertisements where the Looney Tunes were involved at some point. And so I remember as a kid, I used to call it the Dodge Carrot Van because I was
that
thinking
might
of
just
Bugs
be for
Bunny eating a
you.
carrot. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. And also, this is the second time I brought up carrots on this podcast. I don't know what it is with this carrot theme, but
Well, it might not be the
let's roll
last
with it.
time. But I've been watching a lot of Bluey, and they refer to caravans as the Gray Nomads.
That's funny. I saw my first time or my second time. I think we watched the first episode of Bluey, but I saw my second full episode of Bluey this past week, which was really crazy. It was called Sleepy Time, I think.
Hmm.
And I was like, this is what this show is? It was like really artsy and like
No, that just happened to win the
emotional.
Peabody.
And
Yeah,
did it really?
yeah, that specific episode did win the Peabody. That's probably
Okay. I
why it
was
was
like,
shown to you. But yeah, that's way out
yeah.
of order.
Okay, I was like, whoa, this is what this show is? It's like, do I need to watch Bluey? Like, what is going on here?
I mean,
I don't even
yeah,
have a
they're,
kid,
they're
but
only 8-minute episodes.
I don't even have a kid, but maybe we
They
should watch some
they
more of
run
it.
fast.
Mm.
Yes, watch Bluey with
Anyway,
us.
just come over, watch Bluey with Brady.
Oh, he would love that.
Hey, what's Bingo doing?
All right. We're not
Anyway,
talking about TV here. We're talking about video games.
we're beating ourselves to the punch there.
All right, back to the actual video game story. Divinity and Baldur's Gate 3 developer Larian has said that it won't use generative AI for now to create concept art or in the process of writing Divinity. But the developer is still interested in using the technology in other areas for profit.
Hmm.
Larian boss Sven Vink has said, as part of
Miss
a
you, see
Reddit
there.
AMA, Victon, yes, that generative AI won't be used as part of concept art creation, so that there can be no doubt over the origin of any assets. For now. So, quote, he said, so, first off, this is him saying this, there is not going to be any Gen AI art in Divinity. I know there's been a lot of discussion about using AI tools as part of conception art exploration. We already said this doesn't mean the actual concept art is generated by AI, but we understand it's created confusion. The important bit to note is that we do not generate creative assets that end up in a game without being 100% sure about the origins of the training data and the consent of those who created the data. If we use Gen AI models to create in game assets, then it'll be trained on data we own. Close
Yes.
quote.
Okay, so for audio listeners who are wondering why Mike just sounded very strange there, it's because he was using scare quotes through the entire quote.
Yep.
And I don't blame him for that. Like we talked about last time we talked about this subject, is kind of hard to believe someone, especially a CEO, when they talk like this. But that last bit also deserves some consideration. So basically, what he's pitching here is no, we're not going to use a off the market, like off the shelf Gen AI product to help us with this art anymore. We're not going to use Chat GPT, for example, to help us generate ideas in the exploration phase for the concept art, which is basically what they were doing before. Instead, he says what they're going to try to do is train a Gen AI on their data. So basically, art that their artists have created. So here's the thing. Ever since he said this, people all have uh, started popping up on social media to say that this is impossible. So according to experts, in order for this to actually work, you need to have generated millions of things for it to scrape, right?
Mhm.
They they don't have millions of art from their artists to scrape. They don't have a database that large to use to create new things at this point. And then also, it does seem like it's dodging the whole point, right? Like, because last week we talked about the controversy wasn't necessarily about what kind of Gen AI, I keep doing that, Gen AI that
We
was
call it
being
Gen I.
used. Gen AI. No, the problem was that it was using Gen AI at all. And so it seems like this guy has completely missed the point. Like it went right over his head, and he was like, "Well, people get angry at us because we're using like ChatGPT. Well, what if we build our own?" Like, no, that's not what we were angry about. Like, it just doesn't seem to have hit him. I mean, it's a step in the right direction, I suppose. I mean, it is a better use of AI because obviously, those two things are very different. I do want to make sure that we differentiate that it is a bigger problem when you're using off-the-shelf AI products because they are scraping from artists that did not consent for their work. And so Sven here is right in some way that he's like trying to think of a solution that doesn't involve bypassing copyright and stealing people's work. That's great. That's great. That's a step in the right direction. But they just can't. What he's pitching here is just not possible for them to do it, Larian. And I have no idea why he's still so gung ho about it. Like it feels like this is not what we wanted them to learn.
Well, because you hit the nail on the head that he's taking the backlash of the Gen AI being that, oh, you're stealing from other artists.
Yeah,
But he's thinking, well, if they steal from our artists, it's not stealing because we own all that work. So it's not
right.
stealing if it's in-house. But like you
It's
mentioned,
just that,
you need
yeah,
millions upon millions of images to have that learning model.
it just goes to show like that these tech guys have this mindset that is like so adamant about I am told that AI will make our process faster and more streamlined. Even though there isn't a whole lot of evidence that that's true, they don't care. They're so single-minded. Like it's tunnel vision. It's like, well, because this is what we're told that is true, we have to implement it against everyone else's interest. And like, I just don't understand this thing that hasn't been introduced into their new pipeline yet in this way, how he's so confident that this is how it's going to work. It's just not going to work. I don't
It, it's AI.
know.
It's a story that will
Yeah,
continue throughout
it's
2026.
not over. We're going to see more of this for sure.
All right. So, have you been playing anything? Or
No, I have
more
not.
importantly, have you been
Yeah.
watching anything?
So we did hop into a little bit of Awesome Games Done Quick, AGDQ, which is happening right now. You can continue watching some super fast streams of speedrunners killing games as they blaze through them, which is always fun to do. I watched a little bit of, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but someone was playing Super Mario World backwards. You go backwards through the levels and everything is reversed. It was very fun. That was a fun stream to watch. But I've heard some other stuff. You also mentioned that, of course, AGDQ is traditionally in support of the Prevent Cancer Foundation. This was my B story this week. They were also in the news for AI this week. And GDQ basically, and the community around it pressured the Prevent Cancer Foundation to not use AI generation in what they were specifically giving the money for. Thankfully, Prevent Cancer Foundation did issue a statement this past week saying, we will pull aside the money that GDQ raises, and we will not use AI in that like research, basically, is what they said. So, hey, they were listening, and they gave the GDQ community what they want, which is good to hear. But yeah, it's a fun time as usual.
Yep, I did catch the Claire Obscura speed run, and then I rolled my eyes and threw my hands in the air when they hit 999 damage
Hell
like an
yeah.
hour into it. I was like, oh,
Hell
they just broke
yes.
it. Okay, whatever.
So
I'm not going to be this
obviously,
scared.
so obviously, I can't watch that because I'm
Yes.
trying to stay clear of spoilers while Christy plays through it. But that I'm sure that was fun. Did that sell you on the game at all?
No, but it sold me on
No.
speedruns for it.
See, that's so crazy to me because this game seems like it's like made for you. You love an
Well, yeah, it's
RPG.
RPG plus Paper Mario plus
Yeah,
Sekiro.
yeah, yeah. It sounds great, right? Why are you not interested?
I don't know. I'll say because it's French, but
Okay.
no, that's not even a good reason.
It's just like you just hate the French. That's what's going on here.
Yes, I'm in Futurama
No,
and I hit the French.
sorry. Please do not write us emails, angry emails about why complaining that Mike hates the French. Please don't do that.
Or do use
Or do. Yeah.
meetingboatpodcast at gmail.com
Have you
to tell
checked
us
it
why I'm
recently?
wrong.
Have you checked it recently? Are we sure you don't have a bunch of emails sitting in there?
If it did, then it must have broken my notifications.
Oh, I see. You don't have notification, or you do have notifications set
I
up.
do have notifications set up.
All right, good. Anyway,
Right. Well, if I've been playing more Pokemon Legends C-A,
how's
I
that going?
I got the jump to rank F. That was also one of the speed runs
Yeah.
in AGQ where they don't speedrun the whole game, just until you get to
Right.
rank F, because that's a hour and a half in a speedrun instead of
Is
the
is it
4 hours it took me.
yeah, is it grabbing you a little bit more at all? I know you were kind of lukewarm initially.
I'm getting a lot more of my mega team set up. I also skipped a crucial side mission to get another Pokemon, which I didn't know
Oops.
at the time.
Mm.
So that helped because I saw the speedrun. I was like, oh, why are they doing that? Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. Now
They
I
didn't do that.
understand big boy memes. But yeah, watching that speed run kind of helped me like, oh, I'm clearly missed stuff and they've optimized this game because side missions are everywhere. And when you're trying
Yeah,
to optimize a game, you gotta know which ones to use and which ones to not.
I guess so.
All right. Well, then let's speed right along into television, where we start with the sports corner up here. Sports corner. All right. And hey, NFL has concluded.
Well, the
The
regular
regular
season.
season
Yes.
is done, and we have our league leaders with quarterback for the Rams, Matthew Stafford, 4,707 yards. Woo! We also have running back James Cook III with 1,621 rushing yards. And then we have wide receiver Jackson Smith Najigba with 1,793 yards. Why do I have a dollar sign here?
Yeah, I don't know why you have a dollar sign there.
Over on the defensive side, linebacker Jordan Brooks recorded 183 tackles, and defensive end Miles Garrett recorded 23 sacks. Both of those are your league leaders over the course of this season. But we have some other fun end of the season stats to talk about, including that there were zero NFC South teams to end the season above 500.
Mm,
Means no one in the NFC South had a winning record,
damn.
but there were three teams that ended at 8-9, and one of them
Close.
is going to host a playoff game.
Uh,
The NFC West, meanwhile, set a new record as a conference with 41 wins and 27 losses.
pretty good.
Uh, the Chicago Bears quarterback, Caleb Williams, has proven for a fact that no quarterback for the Bears can ever throw for 4,000 yards in a regular season, as he fell 57 yards shy of that goal, even with the extra weeks.
Dang.
Meanwhile, the Jets defense did not record a single interception
I
over the
saw that.
course of the entire year.
Yeah.
I mean, you can sling ball however you want. You're not going to throw an interception against the
Those
Jets.
those hands aren't coming up there. No, they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna jump high enough.
Oh, technically, they did have one interception, but there was a flag on the play, so it didn't count.
Oof. That's unfortunate.
As mentioned, Miles Garrett set uh, the league leader in sacks at 23. Well, that is also the new single season sack record with
Wow, pretty good.
23. Kicker Cam Little set the record for a field goal at 68 yards. And the kicker of Boz missed his first field goal in the last 4 years. And it almost cost them the game.
Oof. That's unfortunate. Who, by the way, I don't follow football. Who is the kicker of Boss?
He is the Steelers kicker, Chris Boswell.
Aha, here we go. Okay.
He's the kicker of
Thank you.
Boz.
I was trying to figure out if that was a typo or what you were trying to communicate there. When you said it, I was like, oh, it's a Wizard of Oz joke. Okay,
Yes,
got it. Okay.
he is the kicker of Boz.
Now, this is the second time I've had to be like, oh, that's right, football. I had a team meeting, a first meeting for my new team after I've recently been promoted. And it was funny. They were talking about football teams, like when I has a Chargers sweatshirt on, and they were all going,
Mhm.
"Go Rams, go Chargers." And I'm just thinking, like, I have nothing to say here. If they call on me, I'm just gonna say, I don't know. I'm waiting to wake me up when baseball starts.
You say go state.
I need to show up on the stream with Rob Lowe's NFL hat. I just feel like go league.
Let's need your trash panda hat on there.
Yeah, they won't know what that is. They'll be like, what is it? Anyway.
Anyways, and as we end the season, it means we do know who is on the clock. It's the Tom Brady partially owned Las Vegas Raiders, who
Yes.
have the number one pick. But who will be their head coach? Because not only was Pete Carroll fired as head coach from Las Vegas Raiders, seven other coaches were fired from Black Monday when all the coaches get fired. So if you, yes, you listening to this, want to be an NFL head coach, there's an opening for you listening to this over at the Tennessee Titans as they have let Brian Callahan go, or the New York Giants, where they let Brian Daboll go, or the Atlanta Falcons, where they let Raheem Morris go. Or maybe it could be the Falcons GM because they also let Terry Fontenot go, both hours after they won their last game. Maybe you want to be the head coach over at the Cleveland Browns, as Kevin Stefanski is also let go. Or maybe the Arizona Cardinals, as Jonathan Gannon was also let go.
The way you're doing it, like the tone of your voice, it sounds like you're doing the bit in the Charlie Brown Christmas where Lucy is trying to figure out what kind of phobia he has. Like,
Yes.
well, maybe you're scared of cats. That's this a phobia.
Well, maybe you want to be the head coach of the Miami Dolphins because Mike McDaniels was let go.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe you do. I don't know.
But maybe you want to be coaching the former NFL MVP in Lamar Jackson and the former rushing champion in Derrick Henry at the Baltimore Ravens because the second longest tenured head coach in the league, John Harbaugh, is let go from the Baltimore
Mm,
Ravens after missing the playoffs in that game against the Steelers, where the kicker of Boz won them the game.
rough. Very rough.
Yes, which does mean we get to see Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs.
Ugh. Why?
The
What year is
exact response
this?
I was expecting.
What year is this? Anyway.
This does mean that the Steelers head coach, Mike Tomlin, remains the longest tenured head coach in the league. However, had he lost that game, I'm pretty sure he would have been fired.
That's how it seems to work over there.
Now, if they lose in dramatic fashion this upcoming week, we might expect Mike Tomlin to be fired.
Could still happen. Yeah.
It could still happen. But yes, currently there are eight total vacancies out there for head coaches. May your odds be ever in your favor. Um,
So
yeah.
tell me about the playoffs then.
Yes. As for the playoffs, the Broncos and the Seahawks both get the first round bye with the best records in the league. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I would put either of these teams as the number one seed at the beginning of the year, but here we are, which does mean this upcoming wild card weekend will consist of Steelers versus the Texans, Jaguars versus the Bills, Patriots versus the Chargers, the losing record Panthers versus the Rams, the
Hmm.
Eagles versus the 49ers, and a very classic Bears versus
Yes.
Packers showdown.
Wow. I would hate to be a Bears fan. That's like nail biting right there.
Yeah, but the Bears get the home game against the Packers, so
Mhm.
there's that.
Okay. There's that.
While they can still play in Soldier Field until that
Yes.
stadium gets rebuilt.
Exactly. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yep, we're into the playoffs, and hopefully you won. Yes, you listening won your fantasy championship playoffs.
Maybe. Do you have any early predictions that you will sure regret making for a Super Bowl?
Yes, we will have an LA versus LA Super Bowl.
You still want that. You still want that Rams Chargers game. Okay.
Well, no, originally I still wanted the Colts first round Super Bowl, but the Colts blew
Right.
it in the
Colts
back half of
didn't
the
make
year.
it. Yeah.
Yep. So now I'm on
All
all
right.
in for a LA Bowl.
All right. The battle for LA. We will see if that happens. But in the meantime, what else do we got going on in sports?
In the meantime, we have the D League, where undefeated Indiana, literally right now, kicks off against Oregon in the final semi-final game. We won't know who wins that because we're literally recording as I'm watching it kick off right here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's happening.
But the other semi-final game, we do know. It's Old Miss in the Old Miss versus Miami game came down to a thriller of an ending
Ooh.
where Old Miss missed it by that much.
Lived up to their
Literally,
name a little too much
literally,
there.
literally on the tips of the fingers, cannot make the
Damn.
catch. Miami, the number 10 seed Miami, with a two-loss record, will now have a chance to play for the national championship before they ever have a chance to play for the ACC championship. So you could have a
Mm,
non-champion, non-conference winner champion be your national champion in Miami.
okay.
Or we have Oregon versus Indiana, whatever happens tonight. Good luck, Mr. Mendoza. May you do or do not get injured before you become the Raiders QB. Because I'm sure as I can probably put it right now, he's going to be the number one pick,
Okay.
assuming he comes out for the draft.
Yeah.
Also, because Indiana won last week, they officially broke the bye week curse. Over the past 2 years,
Oh.
8 teams, four from last year, four from this year, have gotten bye weeks. The record for all those 8 teams is 1 win, 7 losses. So, what was the bye week curse is now officially broken by Indiana. Congratulations.
Good to know. Oh, there you go.
All right. Let's get into some winter leagues as the NBA has 1 month left until the February 5th deadline. And top names expected to be traded are Anthony Davis and Trey Young. With what's this? Breaking news: Trey Young was actually traded to the Washington Wizards for 2 players and no draft picks? What?
Hey, who knew?
Yes, in a very rarefied trade, the multi NBA All Star Trey Young from the Atlanta Hawks was traded to the Washington Wizards with zero pick swaps in between the two teams.
I
Instead, the Hawks get two young players.
feel like the Washington Wizards are one
Lopsided.
of those teams that nobody ever talks about.
Well, not since Michael Jordan was not on them.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
Oh,
about that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, is right.
Yes. As for your other winter league, the NHL, well, the Winnipeg Jets have hit a 10-game losing streak and are now at the bottom in points at 35. Meanwhile, the Colorado Avalanche, who talked previously on this podcast, are 11 points ahead of Dallas Stars in the Central Division, 69 points to 58 points.
Nice.
But the most heated division, the Pacific Division, has seen the Anaheim Ducks hit a 7-game losing streak.
Oof.
And what would seem to make an insurmountable lead has now resulted in 6 teams being within 3 points of each other. And
Oof.
chaos ensues.
You know what you could call that? A heated rivalry.
See, I thought you were going to call it a lame duck.
Oh, well, that works too. I was just trying to be topical here.
Well, so was I, because the Ducks hit the losing streak. Ah.
Do you think, by the way, do you think the success of and like popularity of heated rivalry, do you think that's going to bring people to hockey games? Do you think hockey's going to have a renaissance?
Probably, but not for the reasons you think it is.
Maybe in fan fiction, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Fair enough.
All right. And lastly, in sports, the curse has been lifted.
Well, sort
The
of.
bad man can hurt us no more.
Sort of, sort of.
The new Bobby Bonino has been crowned
Yeah.
as the Los Angeles Angels and Anthony Rendon have agreed to restructure the remainder of his contract, essentially ending the former
Yeah.
All-Stars third baseman's problematic tenure with the team.
So this is a long time coming. As fans of the team, this has been a stressful element of our roster for, well, since he was signed, basically. And then after the pandemic, it only got worse because he just seemed to be getting hurt every season, and so he always underperformed. We were wondering when that money was just going to be like, I don't know, just like exhausted or reformatted or restructured somehow, and the team just finally did it. So I actually saw a version of the story like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but I think they were waiting for the team to make it official. I think something had leaked. And
Mhm.
even now, even though the restructuring part has been officially stated by the team, they're not basically letting anyone know any of the details about it, like how it's being restructured. Just basically that we know that he will no longer be playing. He won't even be there. He will be staying home, basically, even though he has some sort of like ghost roster seat where he's not in the active roster, but he's still like in there somewhere on like a very long injured list or something. So it's not like he's not an angel, but for all intents and purposes of actually playing the sport, he isn't. And it will likely lead to his retirement. It seems very unlikely that he will return to the sport at all, even when he stops being an angel. So we you're more or less right, but I do want to be, official here, which is that he's not officially gone. It's just that we're not paying him anymore to play
Well,
the sport
we
of
do owe
baseball.
him $38 million,
Yeah.
but if that is spread out $2 million over the next 16 years, happy Bobby Bonilla, happy
Yeah. Yeah.
Anthony
Anthony
Rendon.
Rendon. So, I mean, this does explain why the Angels didn't make the big blockbuster trades that we thought they were going to. It looks like that this was happening at the same time, and they weren't sure how much money they were actually going to be able to play with. I mean, not to talk about all the rest of the legal issues that that team is going through right now. Cough, cough. So yeah, although they did just sign Kirby Yates, so they have another veteran pitcher on the roster, which is exciting, I guess. Sure, they're making little bits and pieces. So there's a Kirby now on the team.
Your
Kirby,
favorite?
yeah, something. At least
Yeah.
that's something. But yeah, as for the bigger picture, on MLB, we still haven't seen a lot of the bigger names. Like I said, last time it's been kind of quieter than anybody expected. One name that everybody is watching still is Bo Bichette. Whether he will be re-signed with the Blue Jays is still not sure. So that's the one to look for next as the big deal. But hey, we still got time until late February. Obviously, the World Baseball Classic will be happening at around the time that spring training starts. So we will have another one of those kind of weird no man's land few weeks where everybody's talking about that instead of the actual season of baseball going to start.
Right, but will we see a Otani versus Mike Trout showdown for the final at bat?
No, because I don't think Trout's on Team USA this year. So no, we will
Yes.
not see that.
Oh, he's on
Otani
Team
will be on team.
International?
No, he's not. He's not on any team. He's not playing because obviously the Angels organization probably said, we cannot take any risks with you. We're barely even sure you're going to play the outfield at all. So no, you can't go. And so they probably sent him home. But Otani will be playing for Team Japan again. We will see him in that because, of course, you can't keep an Otani down. And some bigger names will still be on that roster. So it'll still be an exciting time to watch the World Baseball Classic. Fox has TV rights to that this year, so they'll actually
Yep.
be airing some of those. At times we can watch them, hopefully, unlike last
Yay.
year, or last time. That was a couple years ago. The other thing in the larger baseball world to keep a look at, if you've been waiting for the team names for the softball, the AUSL Women's Softball League, team cities will be announced on Tuesdays, the 13th. So by next week, when we podcast, we will have news about which cities will be getting those AUSL teams. Additionally, here in Long Beach, California, our local independent baseball team is getting its team name on Tuesday, the 13th as well. I'm excited to see that. That's the one that has the management of a bunch of old angels like Troy Percival.
Oh, yes.
So that's something to keep an eye on if you like local LA area baseball. There'll be a lot of that coming this season too. So yeah, just two little Tuesday tidbits for to look forward to next week.
All right, that's the Tuesday the 13th.
Hmm.
All right. But
That's
hey,
sports.
we actually have TV news to get to.
Do we?
Yes, yes, you do.
Oh, that's me. Yes, we do. If that's it for sports, see, I always wait for
Yes.
you to say that's it for sports, and you
Oh,
never
that's it
do.
for sports.
Thank you. Because sometimes you always forget like a NASCAR or something at the very end.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, NASCAR's not in season right
It's not
now.
in season, but I'm just saying, for example. So I need you to tell me when the cutoff is.
Well, you just started going, so I thought you were just gonna keep rolling.
Otherwise, I just think that there's more sports to happen. There's always sports happening. But in this
Yes.
case, one of the sports that we've unfortunately had to watch over the last few months is the sport of watching the government make stupid decisions. And we finally saw one of the results of something that we knew was coming, but has finally happened that the government has decided. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting, as previously reported, after more than half a century in operation, the nonprofit, which was responsible for funding NPR and PBS, voted to dissolve the CPB following millions in budget cuts spurred by the Trump administration. We more or less knew that that was going to be the case when the administration announced that. The January 5th vote came after Congress voted back in July to claw back $1.1 billion that had been previously allocated for its use. The CPB attributed its closure to the lack of funding and, quote, sustained political attacks, end quote, saying it could no longer function as intended upon its 1967 founding. Its CEO, Patricia Harrison, said in a press release, when the administration and Congress rescinded federal funding, our board faced a profound responsibility. CPB's final act would be to protect the integrity of the public media system and the democratic values by dissolving rather than allowing the organization to remain defunded and vulnerable to additional attacks. End quote. NPR and PBS as a whole will, of course, not shut down, at least for now. But many associated properties, especially those in more rural or lower income areas, may suffer. Though some trademark programming at risk has sought other solutions, which is one of the reasons why Sesame Street made its deal with Netflix in order to protect that possibility from happening. So this means that if you have an NPR or a PBS station locally that you really enjoy its programming, they really now do only rely on viewers like you. That's not just a thing they say. That's real now. I mean, it was always real, but now they are reliant upon that. They will need to rely on public funding or like people funding it, not even the government funding it anymore, in order to keep going and keep giving you that programming that you appreciate. So go donate to NPR or PBS if you really want to see it kicking for any more years.
Yeah.
So,
Or if you want to see a behind the scenes look, Julia on HBO Max
yeah, yep,
was a great kind of behind the scenes look on a local broadcasting
yeah,
company in the area of Boston that, because it got picked up for a more national coverage,
yep,
became Julia Child that we know today. But
that's true.
had she not had the original show on the local broadcasting network, we
Hmm.
would never have heard or known about Julia Child.
And like, the story mentioned, Sesame Street, another excellent example. Speaking of Netflix, by the way, it's not just Sesame Street. There's a lot of other great children's programming that PBS has put on Netflix. So if you have kids, that is a perfect place for you to find some quality stuff. We especially, Christy, as a children's librarian, has a special perspective on this. And she really recommends Carl the Collector, which was a PBS cartoon that is now on Netflix. It's about it's actually focuses on a young autistic child. He's a raccoon in the show. They're all animals. But it's a really well done show that actually gets into like a very realistic depiction of autism, and that is needed more now than ever before. So that's another recommendation there, and that's on Netflix now. So go check it out if you have kids.
Yep. Also, Daniel Tiger
Yes, a
from the
classic.
Fred Rogers
Hmm.
library of spin-offs from
Yeah, there's a lot of
Mr.
stuff
Rogers'
there.
Neighborhood.
If you're not familiar with that world, it is definitely a better alternative than sticking your kid in front of YouTube. Check it out.
Or, we can watch Bluey.
Yeah, or Bluey. Yeah, as we mentioned before, a quality program as well.
Yes. All right. Speaking of quality program,
Yes.
it's time. So, I know that here on the Meatball Podcast, we recently wrapped up our top five shows. And top of my list was The Pit. And number one,
Yes.
best show I had of 2025.
You love
Well,
the pit.
it's back and it's swinging yet again, saying, "Come get me" with The Pit Season 2. First
Yes.
episode is currently up. Whoa! Spoilers, also not spoilers because of the trailer. They're going to deal with July 4th. Now, if you've
Oh.
ever talked with anyone who's worked a shift at a hospital on July 4th, day and or weekend, they'll tell you it's one of the most busiest, hectic, chaotic times in the entire calendar year.
Let me ask. So I know the obvious answer. Like I know what you're supposed to get people thinking here, but is it all horrendous buckets related accidents? Is everybody playing buckets and getting in like getting harmed so that they have to go to the ER? Like do they just say the word bucket so loud that their voice gets hoarse and they're torn like, parts of their vocal cords? Is it buckets? I knew it was buckets.
It's buckets, but there is also a Chekhov's hula hoop that will go off
Mm,
at some
mm.
point this season.
Chekhov's hula hoop, huh?
Oh, yes.
No, it's fireworks. Obviously, it's fireworks. We don't need to tell you it's fireworks, but people get
No, no,
hurt
no.
doing stupid shit with fireworks.
Yes, but the code word is hula hoops, and we expect like the batshit insane hula hoop code
Oh,
to be used because they mention it in episode one within the first 10 minutes. And it's like, okay, keep that in mind. It's going to be important later.
I'm just imagining what's in my head, and I know this is probably not what's actually going to happen,
A
but I
giant
just
hula
imagine
hoop
someone
of
has
everyone.
swallowed a hula hoop and their entire body is just like round like this, like they're wearing a hoop skirt of skin. That's what I'm imagining.
Are you thinking of Willy Wonka esque hula
No, but
hoop,
now I am like the
blueberry
the
style?
blueberry. Yeah, no, you're right. That is totally what I'm thinking. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, that is up. It is one episode per week, which means it will end sometime in April.
Hmm.
But there's also another show that started this past week with a
Yes,
not one, not two,
not two.
but a three episode drop.
I'm guessing since you didn't put this on the list, you have not watched this yet.
No, but we will be watching it this upcoming week.
But yes,
The
it's
Traitors.
back. The best reality show on television has returned. It is The Traitors season 3. Alan Cumming is back with a whole bunch of new people, including names I did not expect, like Ron Funches and Lisa Renna and Michael Rappaport.
Yes. Friends' very own Michael Rappaport,
Yes. Oh,
which is
and the
a
double.
really deep cut lesson if you know
Yeah, right.
that.
And then the double dose of Olympics figure skating with not just Johnny Weir, but Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski.
Now, you
So
know
you
they're
get a little
doing that
twofer
because
there.
of the Winter Olympics and it's the cross
Of
promotion.
course they are. Of course it is. But
But it's
yeah,
always
no,
fun
it's
to
real.
see them.
So far, we've only watched the first episode, but man, it's just as good as you expect. They do. I'm not going to spoil the big twist starting with episode one, but right from the jump, they do something that they haven't done yet in the trailers, and it really does change things. I know that's like, I sound like the ad right now, but trust me,
Mhm.
it really does. And so
I
I'm
mean,
really, really
last
curious
year
to
they
see how
had
this season.
everyone vote for Boston Rob to come back or not, which,
Yeah,
spoilers, him and two others did eventually come back.
yeah. It's funny, you know who's they have now doing the official. I saw this on a YouTube thumbnail, doing the official podcast for the new season.
Oh no, but I saw they are doing a podcast for it.
Boston Rob and Bob the Drag Queen, because of course, because those were the highlights of last season. So yeah, you
Yeah.
brought them back. But yeah, so this one's I'm sure going to be entertaining in its own right. I'm sure there's going to be lots of twists and turns. How could it not be with a cast like this? So, and yes, trust me when I say this, Michael Rappaport, man, what a treasure. Just get ready. You're not ready for this man. Anyways. So yeah, we'll talk more about that as you catch up.
Well, yes, and because they're doing a bomb drop now between three
Mhm.
episodes this week and then two episodes next week, following
Yeah,
that will go weekly episodes, which this will end at the end of February.
yeah, it'll be pretty quick. It always
Yep.
is. And which brings up a question that Christy had: Where is the circle?
I don't know because Love is
Yeah,
Blind will be next month on
yeah,
the 13th,
yeah.
Valentine's Day. The
We skipped.
actual romantic
Yeah.
holiday.
It's just weird because we skipped. It feels like we skipped the circle. Usually the circle happens before Love is Blind. So I'm
Yeah,
confused. I'm
normally the
like,
circle
they're off the
happens at
schedule.
either December or January.
January, yeah. So yeah, I don't know why we're not getting a circle, but at least we have a Traitors, and that's good.
Yes, and we do have a Love is Blind. This
Yeah.
time, they're in Boston.
That sounds awful.
If you thought Denver was a shit show,
I
prepare
would
for
rather
Boston Love is Blind.
I would rather see people from Denver than people from Boston
Oh,
date.
you
Just
can watch
saying.
this last season of
I'd
Denver.
rather not. I'd rather not, though. Anyways, all right, let's move on.
All right,
Is that it for television
that's
that
it
you've
for
watched?
television. Yes,
All
there
right,
very few shows are coming out right now at
that's
the
true.
beginning of the year.
It's a little bit of a pause while we're
Yep.
waiting for things to come back. But in the meantime, there have been some cancellations and renewals.
What am I no longer watching?
You're no longer watching Mayor of Kingstown on Paramount Plus as they've decided that the fifth season will be its final.
Yep.
So that will go away.
It will
We do
have
have some
a
renewals, though.
shortened fifth season.
Yes. We do have some renewals, though, a handful. Emily in Paris, against all odds, even though the last season didn't even happen in Paris, is getting renewed at Netflix for a sixth season. It won't die. FX is bringing back The Lowdown for a second season. And yes, rejoice, The Pit will get a third season. So
I
more
already know what
Pit
my
to come.
2027 show is going to be.
Hey, don't count your eggs until they hatch. We also have another season of Black Mirror coming to Netflix. It will be its eighth. In the meantime, we have two deaths to talk about real briefly here. We have Rob Pulford, age 89, a Hall of Fame hockey player, played for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and was a four-time Stanley Cup champion. So while we're on the
Woo.
subject of hockey, let's celebrate one of the best in the sport and, a long life lived. So congratulations. But yeah, 89, that's probably quite a time.
hmm
Then we also have Jim McBride, age 78, a country songwriter, wrote Chasing That Neon Rainbow, Who Says You Can't Have It All, and Chattahoochee, among others. So, yes, definitely wrote some of those country classics that you know and love.
Yep. Alan Jackson's longtime
Yes.
country songwriter
Yep.
partner, wrote all of his, not all of his, but
But a
most
lot of
of
them.
the hits. A lot of
Yep.
them.
Some classics. Some
Chattahoochee,
classics for
Chasing the
sure.
Neon Rainbow. If
Yep.
you haven't heard of either of those,
hmm
do
Check
yourself a
them out.
history lesson.
Yeah. Check them out.
Listen.
Good stuff in there. All right. That's it for television. So that means we get to move on into movies. And it's time to wipe the slate clean. It's a new year, new record. Nothing can go wrong, right? Do I already have a loss though?
You
Oh
already
no.
have a loss. I'm in the lead. Stop the count.
Yes, if you're new to the Media Boat podcast, we do a little friendly wager on the number one at the box office every week. This is not money is not involved, so we're not actually gambling here, but it's a fun thing to keep track of. Last week, we decided that Avatar was going to be our number one movie again this week. It was, but how much would it make? You set the money at 30, I believe, whether it would be more or less. And you had said over, and you ended up winning that as your number one movie this week is Avatar Fire and Ash with $63 million bouncing back, which I don't think either of us saw coming, at
No, but
least
this is
this
actually
high of
where
a number.
Avatar makes its money.
Yeah, it turns out that we just had to wait an extra week. So that is now at $216 million domestic. And yes, in case you didn't know, we're going to talk about it later, but it's already hit that billion worldwide. We'll give you more details in a moment. But in the meantime, your number two movie is Zootopia 2 with another $19 million. That's at 321 domestic. Number three, sticking in there, is a film called Marty Supreme, which I will talk about a little later today, which made $17 million. That's at 28. That sounds like a small number, but considering what that movie is, it's actually pretty impressive. Number four, The Housemaid made another 15 million. That's at 46. And rounding out your top five, Anaconda with only $14 million. That's only at 23. That looks like that is a bomb.
Yep.
So that's your box office. So yes, you will take the point this week. But upcoming, we have to decide. Let's move these ones that don't need to be here
Uh,
anymore.
yes.
we need to decide, except we don't really need to decide because the only movie coming out today, now that we record on Fridays, is probably not going to be number one at the box office.
Do you not believe in the power of Gerard Butler?
No, I don't. But yes, a movie called Greenland 2 Migration. Really topical right now, huh? Great timing for the release of this one.
Yeah. Where's Alex
Is
Garland's
yeah.
Civil War at now? Huh? Is that out
Yeah.
yet?
Right. Yeah. We kind of missed the boat on that one. But yes, that's your only release. So yes, I think we can safely say Avatar again. But gosh darn it, that means we need to set another number. Where could it possibly go from here?
Do we want to put 30 again?
Do 30 again? That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Since you picked last time, I will get to pick this time, whether I go under or over. I think I'm still going to safely say under. I just don't know if it's going to, because in order to get over 30, like 33, it has to like drop 50%. I just think it drops more than that. I don't know. Doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, here's a little Avatar note for you. James
Oh,
Cameron's
yes.
Avatar globally has topped the 1 billion mark 15 days into its worldwide release, with
Yeah.
700 million of those sales coming internationally. Now, to put that in perspective, that is technically 1 day slower than Avatar: The Way of Water, which came out in 2023. But,
Yeah.
good enough to make Fire and Ash the eighth fastest film to reach the 1 billion global threshold, beating Disney's own Zootopia 2 by just 2 days.
Okay. All right.
Now, in James Cameron's previous films, his last four films have crossed the $1 billion mark,
Yeah.
those being Avatar 1, 2, and 3, and Titanic.
Yeah.
But his next film may or may not actually break that streak because he announced that Billie Eilish's tour, Hit Me Hard and Soft, will be set out to come in March 2026. But
Yeah.
it's going to be in 3D. So will that help it make $1 billion?
I mean, people love Billie Eilish, but I don't think people love Billie Eilish to the tune of $1 billion at the box office. I think it needs a little bit more help from the worldwide audience to make that happen, which is what Avatar has always been able to do. I just don't think Billie Eilish is as popular overseas. But hey, we'll see.
All right, Billie Eilish, the combo breaker.
I just don't think that James Cameron needs to make $1 billion off of every single film he makes, though.
James Cameron doesn't need to make a Billie Eilish film either, but here we are.
But here we are. All right. Let's move on. Thank you for that bonus story, by the way. Let's move on to our actual movie story this week, which is not really a story. It's just a continued us tracking, like we're just
The
continuing to track a
continued
story.
saga.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Said it exactly right. Yes, of Warner Brothers Discovery and its endless quest to be bought. So, the newest update is Warner Brothers Discovery has yet again turned down the acquisition offer by David Ellison's Paramount Skydance. And Warner Brothers board is continuing to back the company's deal with Netflix. On this past Wednesday, Warner officially responded to Paramount's latest $30 per share all cash bid for all of the company, its eighth takeover offer to date. Here's the quote. Paramount Skydance is a company with a $14 billion market capitalization, attempting an acquisition requiring $94.65 billion of debt and equity financing. That's nearly 7 times its total market capitalization. This according to a letter from Warner Brothers Discovery. Quote, to effect the transaction, it intends to incur an extraordinary amount of incremental debt, more than $50 billion through arrangements with multiple financing partners. End quote. Obviously, yes, this is a big factor of why people said that this was not going to happen, is because they're basically eating all that debt and then they would have to pay it off. Like, what are they possibly going to do? They would have to gut the company internally in order to pay all that money off. This is what happened the first time when David Zaslav bought it and the Discovery people with the Discovery people, and then it ended up just having to have all this debt because of it. It's not actually worth what they're selling it for. That's
Mhm.
important to remember. So it's another point in Netflix's, like another feather in their cap, I guess you could say, is that at least it will be slightly different because they're not buying the entire company, so they're not incurring that Discovery debt. But it's still up in the air about if either of these companies can legally buy it, because the FCC will need to review it regardless. And is that a streaming monopoly? The question still remains. I think it might be, and that's going to be hard to get through.
Right, but we are in an administration that did allow Disney to buy 20th Century Fox
Yeah,
previously.
that's true. Although things have changed a little bit since then. I mean, the thing is that I just think when the president, who is wrong about a lot of things, let's be clear here, is
Whoa,
actually
whoa, whoa,
right
whoa.
in one way, which is about this being a potential streaming monopoly.
Yes.
Then yeah, it's like that. What's that? The Onion meme is like the worst person in the world is right this one time or something. It's like that bald guy. Have you seen that?
Do you mean that even a broken clock is right twice a
It's
day?
similar, but it's like I forget how it's phrased. But yeah, anyways, it's like the worst person ever is like right. And in this case, the worst person ever is right. This is a bad idea, kind of no matter how you shake it. But
And not because Paramount Skydance has sucked up to the president in the
well, it
past
doesn't seem to
year.
have helped. It doesn't seem to have helped them at all, has it? So yeah, so we'll see what happens with this as we continue to track it.
Uh, yeah, this is still one of those ongoing stories. It does seem like Netflix will win out here, but
We'll see.
we'll see. Maybe Warner Brothers doesn't make the deal. Just, continues to chug along with
All that
I don't
debt?
know. Yeah, all that debt. A mysterious backer.
I don't know. We'll see. Anything can happen.
Yeah. All right. All right, so you've been hyping this up for a while because you
Yeah.
actually did watch this. You ordered yourself a Marty Supreme.
Yeah, it was delicious. So Christy gets hers without sour cream. I leave mine on. Obviously, we get black bean because we're a vegetarian. They get you do the custom box. Sorry, I did you say Crunchwrap Supreme or Marty Supreme?
I said pizza Supreme, but yes, go ahead.
Oh,
Marty
Pizza
Supreme.
Supreme. Well, I can't have that because they put meat on the Supremes. I would have to custom. Okay,
Yes.
so Marty Supreme, which is the new film directed by Josh Safdie and starring Timothy Chalamet, who has
Who is
just
one
continued to
half
be.
of the Zafty brothers.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Not the one that's going to be in the Mario movie next year, but the other one. So yeah, Timmy has been on a roll. Obviously, he's was in Dune 2, and then he was in A Complete Unknown. He won the Actor Award, as we're calling them now, last year for that role in The Complete Unknown. Did not win the Oscar, but was definitely favorited going in. Has he done it again? He is in yet another starring vehicle where he acts his pants off, and I am happy to report to you today. Marty Supreme is everything that you would hope it would be, and even more. It's extremely good.
Now, is it top five good?
It's yeah,
Oh, so
easily.
you regret
It
not seeing
is.
this.
Well, I mean, what
Well,
we've
we
done
also
here is
couldn't by the
done.
time we recorded,
Yeah. What is done is done. Obviously, I can't go back and change the past. And I do think that I'm still
unless you have a
comfortable with
DeLorean.
right, exactly, like you do. Although you need to be small enough for it to work. Otherwise, it just goes 88 miles per hour equivalent in scale and then
Yeah,
disappears. And then you're like,
yeah.
well, it left without me.
It's a DeLorean for ants, for
I mean, you could
Legos.
you could like balance one foot on it and see if that works, but I think you just fall. I don't think it would work.
With my balance, yes, yes, it would.
Have you skateboarded recently? It's kind of like that.
Well,
Uh,
hoverboarded, but yes.
yeah, hoverboarded. No, anyways, although it doesn't really matter because I would think I'd still, even after seeing Marty Supreme, I think I would still leave One Battle After Another as my number one movie. I don't think that's changed. I also still think it's the favorite for Best Picture going into March. I do think that that's still true. However, it's number two. It's that good. So this movie, it's doing a lot, as you could imagine. It is loosely based on a real guy. This Marty character is real, at least sort of. He's really, really good at table tennis, but the movie is so much more than just a table tennis movie. I think the easy comparison, of course, to make here is Challengers, another movie that's extensively about a sport, but it's so much more than that in a similar way to the way that Challengers is more than that. The sport is kind of a metaphor for the internal stuff and the character stuff that's going on in the story as well. Marty Supreme is also a guy in the 50s who's kind of a scumbag, kind of a hustler. He kind of gets through his life by manipulating and ripping people off. But he finds this talent in table tennis, and just has a tunnel vision, you know, like goal in his life to be the best at it. He wants to compete in every tournament. He wants to be number one in every tournament. It's a worldwide sport at this point in the 50s that's just breaking out. So like there's Japanese players who are super into it and are super good that he, like will like practice against to see if he's like good enough to rise the ranks. And he is. He proves it over and over and over again. So he gets a big ego about it. This is a man with a huge head. Like just every scene is like Marty Supreme just is that's not his name, but it's is this Marty character being like he just thinks he's the best person ever. Like and you believe it. He's just so charismatic. He charms everybody he meets. But on the flip side, because it's a Josh Safdie movie, and if you've seen Uncut Gems, you kind of know what's coming here. He also lives a very crazy, wild life where everything, in the process of trying to prove this, he keeps somehow falling right on his butt because of things he can, like either causes himself or can't control. He gets involved in so much chaos. I can't get into exactly the crazy stuff that happens because that's the movie, and I really encourage people to go see it. It is just boom, boom, boom. The movie just moves at a relentless pace from the jump with all the crazy things that he gets involved in. A ensemble cast comes with him, and everybody's excellent in this. So a couple weeks ago, I mentioned I watched that I Love LA show with Rachel Sennett.
Mhm.
So the co-star in that show, Odessa Zion, fantastic as Marty's love interest, let's put in this film. And yeah, maybe get ready to see her pop up in more awards. She was actually just nominated for the aforementioned actor in her supporting category. Definitely keep an eye on that one. She's great in this. But really, the thing you're watching for is Timothy Chalamet. I think the way I put it in my letterbox, I have a letterbox now, by the way,
Oh,
is he's like a hurricane. He's just like a storm. And you just focused on him the entire time. All this chaos around him. He's somehow getting through it. He somehow manages. But I'm gonna call in a ringer here. Christy has just entered the room, and she is obsessed with this movie. She has now seen it twice. So when she's ready, I'll have her get in my seat and tell you what she thinks about Marty Supreme. Hold on one sec.
all right. So it's more than just the table tennis movie. It seems like it does go into this kind of underground, chaotic ring. But is it the best thing you've seen last year?
I think so. I walked out on Sunday. I walked out and I was like, I don't think I can see that anytime soon. Like I was sweating at in the theater. And then all day Monday, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And all day Tuesday, I couldn't stop thinking about it. At work, there would be like a part, and I was just like, wow, and remember when that happened in Marty Supreme? That was awesome. And uh uh yeah.
So,
Christy Farley. Um,
so you saw it again?
so I saw it again today. I
What?
just saw it. I went this afternoon, this morning at like 11:30. I was the only one in the theater for the second show, and it was just me and Marty, baby. It was so good.
You and Timothy Chalamet. You and the 50-foot Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, it's sick. It's so good. It's honestly when it comes out on stream. So I overheard a barista at our coffee shop talking after Challengers, talking about how, or they were talking about a coworker, and they were like, "Yeah, on her break, she just goes and watches like 15 minutes of Challengers." Like, and I think that's gonna be me when Marty Supreme comes on streaming. Is like on my lunch break, I'm just gonna go like watch a half hour of Marty Supreme. Like, and like I I just like need my Marty fix. Like, yeah, it's it's a masterpiece, one of the greatest pieces of art I've ever seen.
So it's a Marty for a new generation because my Marty was, oh God, 40 years ago, riding in a DeLorean. Your Marty, he's a ping pong player.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've loved a movie this much since Phantom Thread. Um,
Oh, and you love Phantom Thread.
I love Phantom Thread so much. I don't think I'm allowed to say spoilers or anything. So like I'm trying I because you need to see it. But yeah, there's just like certain scenes. And then when I saw it the second time, I was like, because when you're watching it the first time, it's like a roller coaster of like something happens and then something else happens and then something else, and you're like, what is happening? And the second time around, it's like you know what's going to happen, so you're able to really focus in on what they're like, the characters and what they're doing. And I just watched this interview with Timmy, and he was talking about how he watched giraffes to prepare for this role. And I'm like, damn, I wish I'd heard that before I watched it the second time, because he was like, yeah, you'll see me in a, now you'll you know when you go to see it. He's like, you'll see me and I'll like elongate. And I was like, wow, amazing. This man is a genius. Um, I love Josh Safdie. That's my boy now. Like I can see every movie this man makes.
You're gonna go
So
back to
that's
watch
my
Uncut Gems because of it.
oh yeah, I want to watch it tonight. Like I I'm a Marty head now. I'm a Marty head. I'm a Safdie head. This is the new me. Get ready to live with this. So yeah, great
All
job.
right. Well, you've definitely hyped it up enough for me to want to go watch
If
it.
you don't like it, I'll be devastated. Like my heart will be broken if you don't like Marty Supreme. But
I mean, I like pizza supremes, and I like a Crunchwrap Supreme.
we got
And I
cr-
like the Supremes. So very little
yeah.
Supremes I don't like.
I we got Crunchwrap Supremes after the first showing, and I
I mean, you
highly
just had to,
recommend
right?
it.
You just had to.
Yeah. Yeah. And then maybe you could get a pizza supreme after your second watching.
I'll have
But
delivered to
yeah.
the theater. They'll find me in my seat.
Yeah.
Some,
All right.
some people listen to audio.
Well, if
Yes,
you're
some people, yes, you
watching
have
the
to eat.
video,
Yes,
you get a
the
little
audio. Yes, for
extra.
all you audio listeners out there, that's the imitation of me eating a Supreme pizza while watching Marty
Just
Supreme.
close your eyes and picture it.
All right. That
Okay,
thank
get
you,
back to
friend
your
of the show,
show.
Christy, for coming in and with the save on the extra special take of Marty
Yes.
Supreme.
Yeah. Anyway, we don't need to go super long on it, but I'll just say real briefly, it's really surprisingly accessible, and so it's not surprising to see it stick around on the box office. I mean, also it's a slower time of year, but also like for a movie that's going to get a lot of Oscar buzz, it is watchable. It's an action movie in some ways, similar to kind of what we were talking about with One Battle After Another. The momentum isn't gripping, like it becomes a little bit of like an edge of your seat kind of thriller at moments and in ways that you don't expect it to. So I do hope a lot of people see this, and also, it's interesting how much it actually has to say about about ego, about talent, about like to a certain extent male fragility. Like this Marty guy obviously is not like a great guy. But it's interesting that the actual things he does in the film do prove that he has this tender heart inside of him that you have to see through kind of the layers of ego and confidence in order to get to like the core of this human who does genuinely care about what he's doing, genuinely care about the people that he loves. So yeah, definite recommend. If you can find a place playing it, it's a great one to see in a group of people in a theater, with a group of people in a theater because of just the chaos that ensues. I recommend it.
All right. And I'm sure we'll see more awards go its way as award
Oh
season
yeah.
ramps up.
Yeah, Timmy's going to be the favorite, I think, going into the actor categories here. I don't foresee an upset there.
I'll tell Ethan Hawke you sent his regards.
Yeah, sorry. I know I had previously said that Ethan Hawke's performance was, and I think it's good backup. I think there's a chance maybe the Golden Globe goes the other way. Oh, which, by the way, we'll be talking about those next week. They happen on Sunday, for
Yes.
people who didn't know. But yeah.
Yep. All right. That was Marty Supreme.
Hmm.
I'll be real quickly. I saw a double feature because I had lots
Yeah.
of time on my hand over the New Year's break. I
Sure.
saw Ne Zha 1 and 2, and it is pronounced Ne Zha, not Ne Zha like we thought.
Okay. This
Like
is for
Ne
context.
Zha.
These are the Chinese animated films that are
Yep,
notable for the second one being now the most, having made the
the
most
highest
money
grossing. Yes.
worldwide box office of an animated film ever. So did it live up to that title?
Uh, kind of. I think
Hmm.
there's a lot of big spectacles in Ne Zha 2 compared to Ne Zha
Hmm.
1.
Yeah.
I think Ne Zha 1 does a good job setting up what's essentially a yin-yang story and a very simple but elegantly told story of even though you may be classified as a demon, you don't necessarily have
Hmm.
to be a demon. Does that sound familiar, all you K-pop stands out there?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yes. But again, Ne Zha 1 came out 6 years ago, 2019.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
here, Ne Zha 2 builds upon that, where it takes up immediately where the first one left off and
Hmm.
transcends more into the god kind of deity structures within the world. It does culminate in a very epic battle of grandness put to scale that I haven't seen yet, even in an animated film.
Hmm.
It is puts everything to scale, just huge, large, bombastic fight scenes, especially towards the end. And I think that alone makes it worth a watch. But you can also watch just that ending clip on YouTube without a whole lot of context necessarily thrown into it. They
Okay.
do a fun thing at the very end to set up that yes, there will be a third movie. We don't know what's coming out, so we're putting someone in a little time capsule, and they'll be let out when the third movie comes out.
Okay. Well,
But yeah, it's
there's
fun. It's
more.
cheeky. There's heart into it, and it's really well written. At least the translation is really well written, to where I
Mm,
was
mm.
more engaged than I thought I was going to be going into it. For
Okay.
one, but especially number two. There's a lot in number two that's a lot
Yep.
of like both kid jokes, but also more for spectacle.
Okay. Oh, well, it's good that because I had heard mixed things about the actual quality of the films themselves, and obviously the U.S. theatrical release kind of came and went very quickly. I don't think the
Yes,
general
you can
public
thank
cared
A24 for
about it,
that.
yeah, as much. So yeah.
There's
Okay.
definitely
Well,
scenes.
interesting.
There's definitely parts in Ne Zha 2 which
Hmm.
definitely felt like very video gamey epic boss fights, which I was very into.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's important, I think, for us to keep abreast of that stuff. Like, it's interesting to at least know and be aware of these big phenomenons overseas. So, yeah, because it
Mhm.
could very well come back and end up influencing American animation as well. So, good to know about it.
All right. Well, and
All right.
that'll do it for this first episode of a new season.
Yeah, that'll do it. Thank you for watching the Media Boat podcast this week. Like I said, we'll be back for a banger of an episode next week. We'll talk about sports news. We'll talk about the Golden Globes. We'll talk about all sorts of stuff. So definitely tune in for even more news and more thoughts. In the meantime, if you want to find the video version of our podcast, you can look up at YouTube for Media Boat Podcast and find our channel. Like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications when new videos go live. If you'd rather listen in audio form, you can find us on podcast services by searching Media Boat. And you can find us by emailing us if you have questions, comments, feedback about the show at mediaboatpodcast@gmail.com. We read those emails when we ever get one. So definitely send us an email if you hear this. In the meantime, yes, we'll be back next week for another episode in this new season and new year of the Media Boat podcast.
Yep, we'll be see if my streak continues in
Yeah,
the box office. We will
that's it.
definitely talk about those Golden Globe,
Yes,
and we'll have more news, more thoughts, and more of us.
it's true.
Okay, bye.
All right, see ya.